Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So we have been discussing about series of interview questions, part of SQL Server, because SQL Server is backbone for your growth as well as backbone for the data, especially if you want to store. We use SQL tools, right? Now, we have seen couple of questions from the date and time related the other day. I wanted to show you some more questions today, right? So I wanted to know couple of questions. Okay, so who has done the transactions? Okay, has done the transaction in the year of 2023. So this is the question, right? Has done the transactions in the year of 2023. Or I wanted to know, list me customers who opened accounts. Okay. So in the February 2022 or 2024, like that, I wanted to ask some questions. So they'll give you couple of questions, but they wanted to get the data by giving some fixed times. Okay, they wanted to see the data of 2023, or they wanted to see the data of February 2024, or they will say get the customers, get the customers who opened accounts on, they'll give you some data to say March 21st and 2024, something like that. They will be able to ask you some kind of a questions like that. So, which function are you be using it? Any guess, guys? What is the function you're going to be using? So you have learned date and time function, right? If they ask you couple of queries like that, which function we're going to be using? The function called date part function. Excellent. So you wanted to know part of the date, right? For example, who are the people who are born January 1955 or 1855, something like that? They'll give you some fixed time. So let me choose my database. I'm going to be using, iBank database, or you may use any other database. One table you need to create, and in the table, you need to have one date and time column. So I'm going to be using iBank database. So you will be able to just go and trying to get it. If you don't have means, let me just know. I will be able to give you this database. So select star from the table name, that is account master table. So in this, I'm going to be having the people whenever they open the bank account, all the data is going to be stored in this. I wanted to know who was the people they have done the transactions in 2023. I have one more table called transactions table. So there is a T master, transactions master. Let me just copy it, and I wanted to go paste it. I will execute this. Now, I wanted to know who are the people who have done the transactions in 2023. I'm going to be using T master table. And so how do you write the query? So you need to use this query where date part. Part means which part of the date you're going to be using. So that one you need to give. So when you open the bracket, it is going to be telling you interval date, right? So I wanted to give so year interval, so YY, and what is the date of date related column here? DOT, right? DOT, and close the bracket is equivalent to 2023. So when you execute it, it's supposed to give you 2023 data, but unfortunately I don't have any 2023 data here. I have 2011 data. So let me just modify this data. So 2020, I have it. So let me just modify the query. So 2020, let me just have it. So I wanted to simply go and modify the query and try to re-execute it. You will be able to know how many people have opened accounts in the year of 2020, right? Or how many people have opened accounts in the February 2020, right? So same query, I will be able to ask like this. Same query I wanted to implement. So who has who is in the transaction in the year of February or March or let us say November 2020. If they ask you like that, so what you need to do? So this is the answer for this question, right? Now I wanted to tell you who has done transactions in the year of November 2020. So already you have taken this data. One more condition you need to write it here. What is the second condition I'm going to be talking about? This is filtering 2020 data, and I wanted to get the uh, month name. How do you get month name? You need to go use the same function here. I'm going to be using means month. So YY means year. So from the DOT column, it is going to be getting the year number. If that year number is equivalent to 2020, it is going to be giving you the date. So now month number is equivalent to November. November means 11. I wanted to know only 2020 means only, so 46 records you will be able to get it. So completely all month data, right? So I wanted to get the month of November. November means 11, right? So I'm going to be using this out of 46 rows, 10 rows, only for the month of November 11. If you wanted to know month of January 2020, so you will be able to get this data. So nobody's opened accounts or done the transactions in the month of February, month of January and February, no customers. I wanted to simply go and try to implement them. I don't have any data in this. So like that, you will be able to have some transactions. I don't have any data in the month of May. June, let me just go and try to check. And I wanted to say July, no one is opened. No one has done the transactions. In the month of August, no one is there. Month of September, I think I have few customers, right? So month of September, these many transactions been done. Again, October of 2020, I do not have any transactions, right? Again, November, I have lost lots of transactions, right? In the month of December, I I have some transactions, right? Right. So like that, you will be able to understand. So which month, if somebody gives you month, so this is the query that you have to write. Okay. Now list the customers who have opened accounts in February 2024. Same, it is also similar to that. So let me remove this. It is also similar to that only. So I don't want to give the same thing. And get the customers opened accounts in March 21st, 2024. So if you wanted to know, customers means I can get it from here. Transaction means I can get it from here. Any one table you can use. Only thing is that the logic here. So March 21st transactions or the customers I wanted to get it. So I can use this table because customers table it is right. So here I wanted to apply. So March 21st. So I strongly recommend what you do. Uh, take this table and try to implement everything. So in this table, what is the date and time column? There is a column called DOO, date of opening. So I'm going to be using that column. So same thing, I can use it. So take this and control V year. So I'm going to be talking about what is the this one. So it is going to be this query, right? So DOT 2024 and March. March means I have to use not devoted, DOO. In this table, we have a DOO, and it is going to be March 3, and the date will be, right? Date will be what? It will be DD, and it will be 21st. So let me just execute it. If you have some records, you will be able to get some data. Otherwise, you don't get any data. You don't have anything from, for this query. Now, let me just go and try to implement. So some records. I wanted to have some records on this date. So how do you do that? It's very simple. Update. Let me take this table and try to say set. And what is that I would like to set? This one. Copy. And I want it to say DOO is equivalent to single quotes and 2024. And let us say, what is the date I'm going to be talking about here? So March. March means 03 and the 21st. It is going to be time, right? Sometime I'm going to be giving. Otherwise, if you don't give time also, there is no problem at all, right? If you delete and put like this, or if you give some time, there is no issue at all. So I have given 2024 March 2021. This transaction or this has happened on this date where for some customer ID, let us say 101, right? I wanted to execute this. Let me show you this. I'm able to see this customer called Modi has opened the transactions. Let me give one more guy, right? 102 also done the transaction. 103. I wanted to remove this date, time. So 103, I'm just removing that time. 104, let me just remove the time, and I have done the transactions. When you execute it, sometimes you will be able to get 00, right? Sometimes you will be able to get some time. So it doesn't matter, right? So when you execute this, you will be able to get so all the transactions that have taken place 2024 March 21, there is no problem. In these two transactions, there is no time. Time is 000000 dot 000 is milliseconds, right? It's going to be giving you this format, right? What is the format I'm going to be talking about here? So this is the format. So date, this is hour, this is minute, and this is, seconds, dot milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds, a dot, okay, semicolon, and a dot 000. Like that, you can understand the notation, right? Now, instead of writing the query, so this is one way of writing the query. So I will be able to give you, so this query, this is the answer, right? It is going to be working. Always you need to give year number and a clause and try to get the month number and this one, because I wanted to know March, that is third, 21st means this one, that is a DD, and make sure that you're going to be giving correct intervals. Otherwise, it's not going to work, and it is going to be year number. So all the intervals you need to just check. So it is year, month, and a DD. Clear? So it's going to be working fine. There is no problem at all. But the same query also you will be able to achieve like this. How? Simply you put, so DOO is equivalent to, in single quotes, you can write 2023 slash March 2021. This is the easiest way you will be able to achieve, right? So this is the easiest way you will be able to achieve. So March means month number will be here and year number will be here and date will be here. You will be able to get the results. But when you see, I am not able to get any data. Did I get? I am not able to get any data. Why? Okay, when I try to execute like this, can I get the data? No. So let me try to give hyphen. Will it work? Let us check. This is also one more way people will be trying it out. So no data, I'm able to get it. I strongly recommend this kind of a things you should avoid. Okay. So instead of giving directly, slash is not going to work or dot is it working? So nothing is going to work. So try to avoid. But this is the one more thing people will be, doing it. So it is not going to give you anything. You need to use date part and year wise. So 2024, I think this is where I place. I'm not getting any data. So now I'm able to get the data, right? So it is working. 2024, it is working. Slash, let me put slash. It is working, but still there is an issue here. What is the issue? Can you tell me? The issue is I supposed to get four records. I supposed to get four records, but I'm able to get only two records. Have you seen this? So even though this is working fine, I'm supposed to get four records. When you execute this, it is giving me four records. Have you seen this? Completely four records. But when you execute this, you're able to get only two records. What is the issue? So let me execute both of them. You will be able to understand. So Bhaskar Jogi Sri Vidya, Bhaskar Jogi Sri Vidya, you're able to get it. Modi and Radha Krishna, you're not able to get it. Why? Because there is a time, right? If there is a time, this is going to be behaving differently. So when you go, don't give any time. It thinks that it is time is a zero. That is how it is going to be thinking. If you don't mention any time here, it is going to be assuming that the time will be 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. That is the reason it is going to be giving you without time data, only zero zeros, right? Even though this function is working fine, there's no function. Simply, I'm using this kind of a statement, but I strongly recommend. So this is going to be giving you lot of wrong data. If there is a time in the records, so it is not going to be getting that data. It's going to be filtering. I strongly recommend write like this. Have you seen the difference? So this is what is the difference. So you will be able to see time will be 0 0 here, time will be something else here. Have you seen? So I strongly recommend writing. This is not, guaranteed if the column is date and time column. So when you go to account master table, okay, when you see the data type, it is going to be date and time. If it is a pure date, so there is no issue, but it is a date and time column. It may store the time as well. So when you have a date and time column data type, I strongly recommend not to use this one. So always you need to go and try to implement this. Okay. So this is only the query if it is a date and time. If it is a date, then there is no problem at all. Okay. So that is the point. But always it is recommended that you better go in for this kind of a syntax. It will give you always the better results than the previous one. Okay. That is the point. So now I wanted to know some more things. So the next question people may ask you, I want to get month-wise number of transactions in the year of 2020. So this is a transaction. I wanted to know month-wise, each and every month, right? I wanted to know month-wise number of transactions in the year 2020. So I wanted to go and use which table? This table I would like to use, transaction master table. So there is a month wise. So what we should do, wise means group by clause, month wise I need to get it. I have to go to this table, right? I have to go to this table, get the data. This will give you all data. If you wanted to get a month wise, month means, so take this data, if it is the one, and create a group. So how do you do that? You need to read each and every record. You means not you, computer. It is going to be reading this row. Is it a one means? So January means this record will come. It is going to be recording. Second row is one means the record will come. One means January, two is February. It will read this data. It is second. This row will come here like that. It's going to be preparing a lot of groups. So February data will come, January data will come, March data will come, uh, April data will come. Like that, it is going to be grouping the data month wise. After that, it's going to be counting one, two, three. So January, three customers, February, two customers, like that. So I wanted to go try to implement. I wanted to get only the month name. How do you get the month name? So a month number or only month. I need to use a group by. So date part I have to use. When you say this, it is going to be taking the month number from which column? DOT column. Okay. So this record will be read. It is going to be, this will be applied. It will go, it will get one. So if it is a one, it's going to be creating a group number one. Group number one, entire row is going to be placed there. Then it will take the second record, it will apply this. Okay. So what is the number? Number will be two. So group means the second group is a two will get created. This record is going to be placed there. So this is how it's going to be taking the record, and it is going to be identifying the number, and it is going to be creating a group. Clear? So like that you need to understand. But I wanted to do it for only where clause, where date part year. So what happens first? So when you have this one, it is going to be executing fine. But the problem is that what is the issue? Whenever there is a group by clause, only this column has to be there in the select clause along with some aggregate functions. I want it to have counting, right? You cannot put star there. If you have a group by clause, star will not work, right? I wanted to know it is going to be grouping. So then executing, let me execute this, and it will be as a month number, right? So I have given alias, try to execute. So as a number of transactions done, right? Now let me execute it. So we have month of, now September 25 transactions, month of November 10 transactions, December this many transactions. Have you seen it? So when you execute this, which portion of the query will get executed? Is it a group by clause first or a vary clause? We understood always first will be the from clause. After the from clause, it's going to be always eliminating the data first. Where clause will get executed first. It will go to the table, delete all, or it is going to be filtering all data except 2020. So 2020 data, it is going to be keeping 2011 data, 2012 data, all the data it's going to be deleting. So this is going to be applied on this data. When you go try to implement, it is going to be filtering the data like this. Okay, so this is one. Where clause is going to be applied. So you will get only 2020 data. That is the first one. Later, it is going to be going for each and every record. It's going to be getting what is the month number. So month number, it is 11. It is going to be creating 11, and the entire record will be keeping it here. It will be creating like that one more record, say month number 9. So this record, month number 9 record, this record will go. So like that, this function is going to be creating a groups. So based on the value, to get the value, it will go to the DOT column. It will be finding it out a month. If the month number is 1, the data will go to, it will create a group, the row will go. If the month number is 11, the row will come here. If the month number is 11, the row will come, or 9 means come. Like that, it's going to be creating a groups. Clear? So this is done. This is done. Now you have groups ready. Now after that, what I should do? I have to simply count it. So it will go and count 1, 2. It will go 1, 2, 3. It will go 1 and 2. So it has a month number and number of transactions. It has a month number of transactions. It has a month number of a transaction. That it is going to be displaying. So month number. So you supposed to take this data because you need to display the month number, right? Same month number, you supposed to keep it there, right? So this is the same month number, whatever be the month number is one here, the same month number you're going to be keeping it there along with the count. So this is going to be giving you this one. So here completely we have used so date part functions only. I wanted to have quarter-wise data for 2020, month-wise data 2020, day-wise data in the January month of 2020. So day-wise means what you need to do? So day-wise means you need to go here. So you need to say day-wise. So day-wise data in the uh, January. January means what? 2020 January data. So this is one condition. And one more condition will be month number is equivalent to 1. Clear? So whatever you have it here, it has to go and come here as a day number. Day number. So you will be able to get this will be your so day wise number of transactions in the, let us say, Jan 2020. So what will happen? So month means it will be month number here, right? So let me just go and copy this. This will be your data, but it is not going to work. You don't have any, it will be day. Right, that's it. It is going to be working fine now. You don't have any data in the month of November, but month of January. But if you give month of November, it is going to be giving me something like that. Okay. So it is month of September, not November. September data. It is going to be giving me day number, number of transactions. But here, month wise. Month wise means you need to say month wise. So year wise. Year wise means not year wise. In the year 2022, this is so whatever you have it here, it has to go. It will be month number, right? Like that, people are going to be asking you different questions, and you're supposed to have all these things there, right? So January first, January and February, we don't have any records at all because no sales. If there is no sales, so you don't get. If there is no sales, you don't get any proper data for those months. Only for the only for the sales, it is going to be giving you the data. But if you don't have any sales, you don't get any data. It will be completely eliminated. So this is how you should be able to understand. Guys, am I clear? So which clause is going to be executed first? Always where clause is going to be executed. It is also executing on these two conditions. What is the condition number one? 2020 must be year and the month number must be 9. So it's going to be giving you, always you put star and try to execute this. So you will be able to get only 2020 and September data, right? After that, what you do, you have to go and identify what is the day number one. Day number 17 means the date. So it'll create day number one, day number two, day number three, like that. Day 30, right? It is going to be preparing lot of groups. It will read this row. What is the day number? Day number is 17. So 17, it will prepare this entire row is going to go to here, right? Like that, it's going to be, if it is a second or 24, it will create one more group called 24. Inside the 24, this row is going to be going there. Like that, it's going to be grouping. So what is that I should do? I should display day number. Day number means the same thing I need to display. And after that, I need to count. So for the counting purpose, we need to give count aggregate function. Now I wanted to simply go. What I should do? I have to go and take this value. If you execute, it is not going to be working. Remember that. If you put star with the group by clause, it is not going to be working. Whatever it is there in the group by clause, that you have to display. Then only people will know that what is this? It is a day number plus count star. Count star means number of transactions. Like that. you are going to be executing and try to utilize only the function called. What is the function I'm going to be using? Date part, and try to use a group by clause and try to use your date part functions with the and where group by all of them. So these kind of a functions you can easily work with. So when you have a proper knowledge on the this kind of a clauses. Am I clear? So I have discussed totally 5 queries. You are able to understand, right? Hope these are useful, guys, and try to implement them one by one so that you will be able to easily uh, tell all these things in the interview. You may use any table, need not be transaction master table or the account master table. You create one employee table and try to insert some data and try to give either date of birth column you give and date of join column you give and try to store some data and convert all of them who have born in the year of 2020. So birth date you can use. Who has resigned in the year of 2020, like that. Get the employees who have born on this date, like that. There's like that. You can change the questions into based on your data and try to implement it. So if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Yeah, am I clear? So I have unmuted you. If you have any questions, just ask me. Only any other questions means don't ask. Only questions based on this. Okay. So like that, we will try to implement some more questions later. Yeah. Anything else you have?